Hello and welcome to today's EMBN Show. On the show today, we've got something a little bit different and a little bit of seat fiddling.
Steve, this doesn't look like every other e-bike on the market. This is the Brazen. You know what Brazen stands for?
Shameless. It's a shameless high-pivot bike. 150mm travel, 29-inch wheels, EP8 motor, 630 watt-hour battery from New Zealand, costing 18,000 New Zealand. What's the currency in New Zealand?
Dollars.
New Zealand dollars.
Is that a lot of money? I don't know.
It translates to £10,000, or just under £10,000.
Quite spendy.
Carbon frame, 22 kilos, so it's pretty light.
High pivot with an idler. It looks like it must have, what size battery? Because it's not
630.
a huge tank tube.
It looks pretty svelte, I would say. I think it's a nice design. There's some decent numbers in there. 65-degree head angle, 345 bottom bracket, which is pretty low for a 29, and 460 chainstay, good for climbing. Carbon wheels. I think my point is it's one of the few high pivot bikes I've seen. Obviously high pivot. What are the?
Everyone talks about it downhill with high pivot. What about what's it climb like? I would no idea.
They do. I mean, high pivot's meant to obviously reduce pedal kickback, blah blah blah. I mean, what I was going to ask you was, what is the ultimate suspension design for an e-bike? I mean, people go to nth degree to talk about anti-squat, anti-rise, blah blah blah, and I think I'm not convinced a lot of it is there's any sort of.
Well, it's because you're asking so much of an e-bike to climb well and send well.
Yeah.
I don't know. High pivot, you get loads of small bump sensitivity supposedly because the rear axle path moves down out the way.
Just let more out of your tyres.
Yeah. I'd love to try one. Yeah, I've never tried it.
I think, look, I mean, given the chat we had a few weeks ago about people who copy bikes, I think it's quite refreshing to see a bike like, the shameless high pivot Brazen from New Zealand. Folks, I think you've done a great job of it. Anyhow, listen in the comments down below. Moving on to the seat fiddling. Now, the Dom. I think this is a cool idea. The question is, would you actually use it out on the trail? I think if you do have a bike with a seat tube angle, which is way at the back and you need to get over the front.
Upgrade, do you reckon?
I think it's a little upgrade.
This is the switch grey from Anomaly. Doddy's done a bit on this on the GMBN Tech Show. I had the original Specialized Canevo that had do you remember their post that as it went in, it nosed in?
It did.
It was really heavy and clunky, but it was kind of good. It tipped back as it went down, didn't it?
It worked.
You almost went into a downhill style, so you get off the back. Liked it, but I don't know. They didn't last very long, if I'm honest. But this is a completely different option.
This is
However, this makes you feel like you're going back to the old days of having the dropper. Do you remember when they were under the thing?
Thing is, I quite like those because there's no faff with that sort of with cable maintenance. I'd probably still go for a cable seat dropper if it came to it. I'd probably still go for a seat dropper where you kind of go like that.
No. Who wants to be fiddling with their crotch when they're riding along? I know you do, but I don't.
I think I'm with you. I think if you've got the right seat tube angle, your seat's in the right position, you've got the right seat on the bike, I'm not sure you actually need it. I mean,
don't know, the reviews are really good on this thing, so.
Well, maybe that's for people who've got bikes with the wrong seat tube angle on the bike. Price of the Anomaly switch grade is it's $170, folks. So if you've got a bike where you need to get over the front more for climbs or get over the back more for descents, these are your guys. Global Bike Festival, I said bike, not mountain bike, in Saalbach, Austria in June this year. Don, I've got a note to be in the clubhouse to watch some riding and a few post-ride beers.
Well, normally these things, we do loads of coaching, getting involved, go for rides with presenters, big days on the bike, but also at the same time, the World Cup's over the hill in Leogang, and actually the enduro race comes into Saalbach first day of the festival, so you can check that out.
Yeah,
there'll be big screens showing the live race, and there'll be all sorts of fun to be had 15th to 18th June in Saalbach.
See you guys there. Cool places to ride. Cafall, which is in Cwmcarn.
That's how you say that bit?
Cafall, C-A-F-A-L-L. If it was one L, it would be Cafall, but it's Cafall. Anyhow, this is the, what do they call themselves? the Mandrolic lads.
Mandrolic
a mixed e-mountain bike ride. Now, folks, on the channel this weekend, we've actually got a mixed e-mountain bike ride. Or was that last weekend? Anyhow.
5 EMTBs, 2 mountain bikes. I rode this trail, however you call it, the Cwmcarn. I did the other laps. I did both laps at Cwmcarn.
And the other one's called what?
Turk.
Well, it's better than Donny says. If
And then I dropped into Risker as well. That was a good day out. That was.
Yeah. Lads, great to see it. Great to see it. Next cool place to ride is with Jason, the Clew Valley. I did this actually deliberate to see your
Welsh-themed cool places. Is it still called cool places this week?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Those kind of cool places. And then you'll know this place, Don, the Sugarloaf in Abergavenny. This is...
Yeah.
Now, this really is a cool place to ride.
I've never been up there.
There's some really good bridleways around the sort of base of it, but this shows a fantastic sort of cloud formation underneath.
I went up the Blorange.
Oh, nice. And finally, probably one of the most beautiful shots ever sent in to cool places is Paul, and this is up in High Street in the Lake District. Ended up doing 3,000 foot of climbing, but look at the cloud formation here.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Paul, that is classy, and it's a great place to ride. I'm not sure I'd like to do it in the snow though.
Yeah, flipping cold. I want to ride through that cloud.
Takes cool places. Yeah, you'd be great to ride to the cloud, wouldn't it? Imagine the drone shots riding through there. Got a bit of a story, especially for you. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we had a story on EMBN Show about some companies copying each other with frame design. I guess it's not about copying, it's just using the same frame, isn't it? And
put a different name on it.
Anyway, look at this little beauty.
Is this a tosser or is this a Dengfu?
It's a Dengfu E10 and a M510 Bafang motor. Now, the Bafang motor is a belter. We know that.
Belt driven?
It's not belt driven, it's chain driven. Look, the thing is, right, and we have actually got a few comments from you guys a little bit later in the show, but it's a great looking bike. It's in a great place. So I just thought I'd chuck that in there to show you, you know, there is another one out there.
It's cool to see. This is Brian's in the Peak District. It was good, didn't it?
Yeah. Okay, let's follow up the story about bike manufacturers copying each other. Paul Giorgio says, thanks for covering my Volition e-bike over 2 episodes. I've now done 2,500 kilometers on the Volition with no issues.
It's good going.
You are correct in saying that there was no real test on the geometry of the bike, and I took a stab in the dark on its purchase, but for me, it suits me to a T. Well, there you go.
It's good. I'm not sure. Did we diss them? I don't feel like I've dissed it. I actually think it's fine. It's cool.
It's a fantastic motor.
Yeah.
Fantastic motor.
Raising 3 Boys has got, this should happen more often, make things more modular.
Did you write this?
Easy to fix. I got 2 boys and a girl. Easier to fix and find parts. A modular bike so you can fix them yourself.
Yeah, I guess. And then Phil Barker, the Decathlon Stylens was an EMTB with a frame shared across multiple manufacturers in Europe, keeps R&D costs down and passes savings onto buyers. I guess there's that angle to things as well.
Trav Nasty says, my Luna X2 uses that same carbon frame. So what we're on 4. We're on 4 manufacturers now?
I think we need to start a tick list, don't we?
Yeah.
But guys, Dengfu, Volition, Luna,
Tosser.
All good stuff. Tosser. Bike vault time, folks. And I thought I'd kick something off with something a little bit different. This is Form Bikes.
Lionel's Form bike.
Form Lathkill E. First proper ride of my new Form Lathkill E. Cracking Dave, my lad. Don, I've decided that all bikes in the bike vault for the not foreseeable future are all super nice. I hope you don't mind. It saves whistling and bell ringing and cup throwing, which Martin does.
You think every e-bike we're going to see is going to be super nice?
I've chosen them.
I see.
Chosen them.
Curated this week.
Curated. Oh, I like that.
You're right. Well, we've seen. I'm onto this one already. Paul's All Bear Eyes M20 with a Springer Spaniel. How could that lose? How can that not be super nice?
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And look at the next one. All Bear Eyes Custom by
nice.
Thiago Borato. Capital Cycles in Canberra. Is that says it all, doesn't it?
That is a good looking bike. It's got Olin's. My rise should show up this week.
God, you won't shut up about that rise, will you?
Well, I was told before Christmas. It's not. I've been
The
waiting.
Don's having a rise.
Yeah.
It's like, you won't shut up about it. And this is a stitch-up if I've ever seen one. On a grade 4 trail, Richard's white E160S.
Do you think he landed like that? It's good skills.
I don't know how it's propped up.
It's dry, isn't it? Missing summertime.
And then
Devils.
Steve on a Giant Trance X Advanced.
Devil humps.
Devil humps.
Does he?
Gavin is in Tower Mountain, Neath. Gavin, I was in Neath. I was not far from Tower Mountain last weekend.
There's some good hills around there, isn't there?
There
I
is.
found just over the hill as well.
Yeah.
All Bear
And
Wild.
Finally, a double bike shot.
Yeah.
Hope you don't mind.
In Steve Pete's back garden,
Is it?
Warncliffe Woods. It's inspired by your video, Steve Pete. I've seen another video coming with you and Steve Pete. It's not going to inspire me, I think, people.
That's not true. That's totally not true. Which
Very
one's that?
funny watching you trying to fix a puncture with Steve Pete showing you how to do it.
There is another video coming of Steve Pete riding the Steel City trails, and I guarantee you it's inspirational. However, for now, we have got a high bike and a Zoobop. That's a great value bike, that Zoobop, isn't it? Fair dues.
Zoobop's got a daft name, but it looks all right.
And that is it, folks, for this week's EMBN show. Let us know what you think of the shameless high-pivot bike from New Zealand. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see ya.